TP, look, they get it, how they live it. Yeah, they live it, how they get it. Boo radio, keep it spinning. And if you like it, you should listen. But don't bite what they inventing unless you finna call for what percentage. Now you tripping off that vision. Treat this music like religion. I told you we don't stop. DJ Hershey, let it bang at the side. Want a music revolution? Yeah, you've come to the right spot. Oh, you wanna bubble with the beat? This Boo radio, Atlanta family. Shoot, Hurts, Vassia to Cornelius, gon' call them up. Y'all been knowing this for a while. Quit playing like you don't know. Turn the volume up real loud. You gotta feel it when it's that dope. You know you rockin' with the best right now. This is Fubu Radio, so don't you dare touch the dial. We slow. What you listening to is Fubu Radio.
What's up, y'all? How y'all feel? It's your boy, Court DJ Hershey. We are in the building today. It's the Kiss Radio Show live here on Fubu Radio and iHeart. I'm your boy, Court DJ Hershey.
And your boy, Cornelius George.
We having tendinonitis again.
Yep.
Here we go.
I'm blaming the bartender.
Oh, blame it on the debate.
Wah. Speaking of the debate, y'all ready to talk about this?
Oh boy.
Yes, we are.
Don't sound like it.
Yeah, we ready.
Oh yeah, we ready. Let's go in.
All right, I'm trying to get this camera situation going on.
Let's go on and go in.
Because for some reason, Van's camera don't want to turn on. How y'all doing? We are back on Facebook Live. Normally, this is Independence Wednesday. We're going to talk and make it Talk Show Wednesday.
Okay.
Because Facebook likes to shut us down when we play y'all music. So what we're going to do, we're going to recognize y'all in another way. So we can keep the show popping. Yeah, all right.
Sips tea.
The disclaimer's going out. Cornelius already asked for permission. We have given him all rights, no holds barred, to talk about this today.
All right.
So I hope you Facebook friends are ready. Joe Biden.
Let's talk about this.
45. Yeah, I don't like it. We'll say y'all. Let's just go in with this. Let's just go in. Y'all start talking about it. I'm gonna get Vass camera moving.
Well, to start it off, the debate itself, all parts of the debate last night, is the dunce hat of the week. The entire debate itself. I don't care what element you want to talk about, from the camera guy, everybody on down.
Well, what the camera people do?
I don't know. Just because you were there, you didn't walk off the stage. You didn't turn the camera away. You didn't pan away. Not one time. You could have panned away from that mess. The moderator, you should have got some tips from your daddy, Mike Wallace, Christopher Wallace. You should have got some pointers from your daddy. That's what you should have done. You should have called. What they should have had, you know who should have moderated, in my opinion? Any teacher at a Title I school.
Why?
Because you can control a classroom. You can control a classroom. You can control the unruly student like President Trump. You can control that. You see that all the time. You go get a student at a Title I school in one of them hoods, yeah. They could have controlled it.
You honestly think that?
Oh, yeah. So we teach students like that all the time. I've had them in my whole career. I've had students like that.
I saw a suggestion in a meme that I could get behind. Someone suggested that they have Samuel L. Jackson moderate.
I got one better than Samuel L. Jackson.
Who's better?
Who is better? Joe Clark. Told you, go get an educator, baby. You got to get an educator. to deal with people like that,
Man.
in a situation like that, you got to go get somebody that strong, passionate, got a voice that what he gonna bow down to. That hold on now, you ain't gonna disrupt my classroom, Mike Wallace. Christopher Wallace. That was your classroom.
But he did that.
That was your classroom.
Yeah,
He was all salty. He
He was
had like
trying
a new
to be
teacher.
respectful. He was trying to be respectful.
See, respect go out the window.
No, it wasn't. It was not a cause for him to lose his professionalism
No,
just
I ain't
because
gonna
some
lose.
others did.
I ain't gonna lose. I'm just got to show you. You know what I'm saying? Like what's that thing on TikTok now? Now when people go, I'm from the hood though. Like really from the hood though.
What?
Yes,
Okay, clearly I'm not, on TikTok.
Somebody know that Pie song? I'm from the hood though. Like the hood though. Like really from the hood though.
From the hood, though.
Yeah.
Well, I feel as though there was a lot of bullying going on last night. And I know some people are saying that Biden could have been stronger about me, but what more do they want him to do besides stepping outside of professionalism?
Do you know how bad you have to be? You know how bad Trump was to make Joe Biden look good? Now, real talk. You heard Joe. If you pay attention to when Joe was speaking, Joe was stumbling over his words. He couldn't get his thoughts together. You know how bad you got to be in a debate to make Joe Biden look good? Like, man, Joe clearly won that one.
Well, you know what? And my thing is I can't blame Joe Biden to a certain extent because I think he was doing a lot to try to compose himself by the way 45 was handling the situation, because it was kind of like I kept seeing Joe Biden trying to address the nation, and just like a bully in class, you saw 45. Well, let's talk about this. He's bringing up stupid stuff. He talking about the sun, or you trying to talk about other cities. About look, you read this. You saw what they did. Everybody loves me. And you trying to talk about all this other stuff contrary to what actually happened. Mm-hmm. And then at the same time, you trying to make somebody else look bad. I like the one statement when Joe was like, we were too busy running the nation, but you weren't president at the time.
Yeah.
And then he brought out something. He was like, well, that was under your watch.
Yeah.
We gave you a nation that was decent.
I believe personally that if Joe Biden would have left his podium and punched Donald in the throat, the citizens of America
everybody
would have applauded.
Yes, they would have voted right then and there.
Because every now and then you got to take it to the bully.
No,
You do too, because if you don't, he doesn't learn when not to mess with you.
I don't think it's Biden's responsibility, especially at a presidential debate, to teach 45
to what?
How teach 45 how to be presidential. Period.
You don't have to teach them, but you got to show. Listen, if you had a parent, your parent always would say, if you want to go gully or hood, I'll get down there with you and I'll show you. My mama, my mom and my parents would always tell me, hey, don't let these college degrees fool you now.
I've heard that one.
All right? Don't let these degrees and stuff fool you. Don't let my sanctified self fool you. That's my grandma. Don't let my saved self fool you now. My aunt would say that. Hey, don't let me being saved fool you now. Don't play with me.
I get that.
Don't do that, because every now and then you got to, and even as a teacher, you tell students, you got to stand up to bullies. If you don't, you can't go, well, we always going to cow down. No, because they going to keep doing it.
No, right. I agree.
He going to keep doing it. He should have walked across there and punched him dead in the throat.
I did not want to see that.
It's a difference between playground activities versus, being an adult. So the raw part of you wants to see that. Mm-hmm. But the actual real time.
Well, the last real presidential debate we saw was in 2012.
Point.
That's true.
You didn't see one in 2016. It was Hillary and Donald. You didn't see one then. So the art of having a real presidential debate is gone forever. He has changed that.
Temporarily.
Yeah.
It's temporary. And then it's only because right now he's in the seat. The mere fact that he's
Caliber of the
there,
individual.
he can promote it. The fact now we're looking at what not to do.
No.
We're looking at what not to do. You thought you was going to get something different because that's what they were looking for, something different. They got it. Mm-hmm. Where are we at now?
The commission said we're going to change our rules now to make sure other things in place. The problem is he has set a precedent, and I'm telling you now, there's a lot of people that still think along the lines as him, and that this is what's going to occur. If Biden doesn't win, the next person that runs for office on the Republican side is going to have to bring it to like that, because that's what I think the people want.
You mean Kanye?
Hey, whoever it is, look, think about who ran in the '60s, George Wallace. Think about his campaign. Think about all those rhetoric they were saying back then. It's coming back now. If you don't stand up to it and change it, that's what's going to happen.
Well, that's the whole thing. You know, what's 45 slogan?
Make America great again.
Okay, based off whose definition?
You know whose?
Well, I know that.
The Proud Boys.
The ones that were supposed to stand down and stand by?
Stand down, stand back.
Yeah.
Stand back and stand by. I know what that means.
Really?
I know exactly
I think everybody knew what that meant.
what that means.
Hey, we want everybody to call in 678-894-0026. Let's talk about this one. Last night was a phenomena. That's exactly what it was. I mean, I had a couple of stills, and to a point where I had to ask my wife, hey, I can't take these pictures. She's like, you're going to have to use my camera. Because I was trying to find that perfect moment that described this whole situation. And we caught it.
You caught it.
We caught it. It's a big grin on Biden's face. And 45 with his regular hand motions with the stern face looking like Hitler.
It's crazy. I mean, and there's some very, very direct and hot topics, especially when he was asked to condemn white supremacy. So, you know, that is a hot button right there. And he didn't. Would he say stand back and stand by?
Stand back, stand by. And when they asked him to, yeah, I will, but most of the problem I see comes from the left. He justified.
Yeah.
He deflected.
The right. I mean, he's always done that.
Yeah.
He can't go against them.
Oh,
he can't go against them.
And that's why it was brought up to him, because they tested him. They said, just say it. Just say it. And it took him, 3 attempts to... And you can tell he's thinking. He's right. He's saying everything else he can say, so he know how to respond, other than the direct
stand back and stand by. But y'all got to do something about the Antifa. So you can call Antifa out by name and denounce them, but you can't denounce
who's
any group.
Who's Queen Latifah?
Whatever.
I know exactly. You can't denounce any group. Give me a name. Give me a name. Wait a minute. You know the names of them because they all on your campaign.
I was about to say that.
Endorsing you.
So that's my point. So you have to think about it. They said specifically, call out this group. Didn't happen.
I mean, they said white supremacy, period.
Period.
That
goes across the board.
Exactly, an umbrella. So just whoever falls under that umbrella, just denounce it.
Right.
Just condemn it.
So that's what I'm saying. Who's Queen Latifah?
Yeah.
Based off of that.
Stop that.
I mean, based off of what they were asking him to do.
And did you know Tim Scott, Republican Tim Scott from South Carolina? He said he strongly condemned President Trump for his misspoken words last night. And he wanted to give him opportunity to correct him. If you don't correct it, then he probably didn't misspeak.
They were misspoken.
Wait a minute. I'm tired of those kind of people.
Well, that makes sense now. It all makes sense now.
He misspoke.
If you are of darker pigmentation and you are not upset about that moment last night, then you truly are Samuel L. Jackson's character in Django.
Oh, wow.
You are truly Samuel L. Jackson's character in Django. As a person of color, if you weren't offended by that,
Man,
I don't care what political party you go with. I don't care about politics
Absolutely.
anyway because it's not. Neither side has been truly fair to minorities in this country.
Right.
Neither party has. But if you weren't offended by that
yeah.
as a person of color, then you truly are that character. You are that coon that they compare you to.
Yeah. And just the mere fact that you really could not get any solid, positive, well, I don't even say positive, any solid information out of that debate to make any type of decision, even for those that didn't already have, whatever party they wanted to go against.
What kind of idiot is still undecided?
The undecided. Hey,
There's still people that claim.
They don't have to be cool or not. But no, really, at this point in
don't call them
time,
out like that.
Well, I'm just saying, what kind of person then are you truly undecided on?
Like, what are you undecided about?
What?
Look, you know there are a lot of people out there that are undecisive. And then you have some people that just go for the rawness of being the fire starter. They have no values within them itself. It's just it didn't matter. If myself, Vasir, Cornelius pick Biden, I'm just gonna pick 45 just because.
Yep. Or I'm gonna go with Biden just because the crowd is going.
Correct.
Yeah,
but that's because they can't make the decisions for themselves.
What are you undecided on? Like the undecided voters. It's 3% of y'all that say they're undecideds. What are you undecided on?
Well, I'm raising my hand. It's my understanding that they're undecided is because they don't like either party.
I don't like either one of them.
So, okay, I get it. You don't like either one of them, but you got two
Who do
choices.
I like less?
You got two choices. You got to go to the latter. We've already had firsthand on how one person will react while he was in the seat. He proved himself already. And again, I'm not a big political person myself, but if I had to choose, which at this point I had to choose, the lesser of the evil is Biden.
Yeah.
The lesser of the evil is, and that's my personal opinion. Okay, so this is a judge-free zone. This is my personal decision, but it's just you have to do the lesser of the two. Just a mere fact, and there was a lot of stuff that Biden pointed out that I've already thought about. 45 has been talking about all these plans and these grand gestures that he has planned, and we're going on his fourth year. Mm-hmm. He's closing out. All of the stuff that he's promised, did he do it?
No, of course he's not. He has a new plan exclusively for black people.
Yes,
it's called the Platinum Plan.
The Platinum Plan.
If you weren't offended by that,
you got to do it like it's called the Platinum.
If you weren't offended by the name, the Platinum Plan, like I know y'all like jewelry and everything, so I'm gonna get y'all some platinum.
Exactly.
Y'all love jewelry, so we're gonna get. So I got the Platinum Plan. It's better than the Gold Plan last time. I got the Platinum Plan for
the Gold Plan didn't work.
Man,
that's marketing. And
that's it, man.
Yeah, that's very offensive.
It's better than the Cotton Plan.
Well, I got a. It is.
Oh yeah.
I got the
678-894
Indigo Plan for you.
0026. Y'all want to call in and talk about it? Come on, join the crew. We talking about this. So, another sip.
It was something that he said. 45 said last night. One of the things that he said last night, I should say, that kind of raised my eyebrow, and I'm not quite sure why I didn't hear this before, but I wanted to find out more information about it. And that was when he mentioned that Biden once called African Americans super predators.
Yes.
I was like, when did this happen? And so it's actually in 1993. He warned of predators on our streets during a speech before a vote on the key crime bill in Congress at the time. There was no specific mention of African Americans, but the crime bill was later criticized for increasing mass incarceration, which disproportionately affected African American men. So he actually did not use the term predators in regards to African Americans specifically.
Right.
The actual term super predator was used by Hillary Clinton in 1996 in support of the controversial bill. It is said that she said we need to take these people on. They are often connected to big drug cartels. They are not just gangs of kids anymore. They are often the kinds of kids that are called super predators. No conscience, no empathy. It's what the actual statement was. So that and the fact checking that I was searching around for was one of the things that kind of hit me. And what he said last night, it kind of threw up, a question mark over my head. I felt like I'm going to date myself right now, but I felt like Qbert on a couple of things that was said. Like I had the question mark over my head. I was like, wait a minute. Did that really?
Yeah.
And so I had to look up, and there were some other things as well, like when he spoke about the dishonorable discharge of
His son.
Biden's son, and that's not. He was discharged because he failed a drug test, but he was not dishonorably discharged.
Yeah, but what does that have to do with Biden and what he can offer? Everybody got family issues.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, everybody does.
Exactly.
There's no, he is not a part. He's not omitted from that situation. Not at all.
That's why I say I don't either one of them. Joe Biden was one of the main legislators for the crime bill in 1994 when it was passed. But the Democratic Party was pushing for it. The Republican Party didn't support it because they thought it was too soft. Because they had the things in there like, remember they had midnight basketball. They had a lot of after school care programs. They had a lot of preventive stuff in the bill that they were trying to prevent things, and they were trying to. So that's why the bill came about. They're like, we got to give them something.
Right.
And the Republicans thought it was too soft, so that's why they eventually went against it.
Not because they didn't
Yeah,
care
yeah,
for the
yeah,
bill.
yeah,
They didn't
yeah.
care for the bill because they
no.
thought it was too soft.
Neither party, in my opinion, has really cared that much about African Americans and minorities. When the bill passed, and everybody was like, "Oh, we got to change these communities around, save our community." You had a lot of black ministers. The Congressional Black Caucus voted for it. Well, we got to change these communities. We're gonna get this money to go in our communities. So you kind of sold your soul, and you knew that America's history with black people. Who's gonna be locked up in prison? You know it's gonna be us.
Yeah.
I mean, even today, when you see a black person and a white person do the same crime, go to the same judge, and get two different amounts of time.
Yeah, if you can't see it then.
Yeah. So you knew, hey, if it's like somebody said, when white America gets the cold, black America gets the flu.
Wow.
I've never
I've never heard that.
Really? Yeah.
Wow.
If everything is always worse for us, and you look at the history, it's always been worse for us. So I'm not a fan of either one of them. I like this is part of the politics, but President Trump, no.
And of course, today you had people coming out, a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right, debunking some of the things that were said. Like last night, 45 mentioned that the Portland sheriff had just come out that day and said, "I support President Trump." Well, that's not correct. The sheriff
Really?
of Multnomah County, which includes the city of Portland, says this is not true. He claimed that he said he had widespread support from the law enforcement, is what 45 claimed, but he claimed this included the sheriff in charge of law enforcement for Portland, but that wasn't the case. Mike Reese, who is the actual sheriff, swiftly denied it on Twitter. "I have never supported Donald Trump and will never support him."
The problem, I think, a lot of us, because he said so many off the wall statements, but when
What's new?
when Chris Wallace asked him the question, how do you plan to be the president to deal with the race, the issues that are going on in our society right now?
Right.
He avoided the question and started talking about he's the law and order person.
Yeah.
Like Joe Biden answered, if number 45, if he would have said, "Hey, I have this economic plan about platinum," I'd have gave him credit for answering the question.
directly.
But the fact that you avoided the question altogether, like you don't want to get any appearance that you're doing anything for minorities.
But you know what was ironic about that? His avoidance is because Chris actually said, my next question is going to be about race. Now, whether you choose to spend your time answering that question or addressing something else is up to you. But this is what the question is going to be. Because he knew it.
And that's why Christopher Wallace gets it done too for that. Because if you're the moderator, you need to hold them to the fire. That's your job.
No.
I think, and I agree with that. If as the moderator, you do need to hold them to what they are accountable for. But in this particular case, there was no controlling.
No, not at all.
There was no controlling.
You got to come outside yourself. I mean, think about it. I mean, that's why I say as educators, you learn by fire, because if I have two students that are doing the debate, we've all had a student, or we've been in class with somebody who acts like 45 in class. You know how to control that.
But I find it funny myself that you're comparing
the moderator.
No, the moderator, but you're comparing 3 active adults to
an adult
teenage
shepherding children.
Right.
But we have to, and one of the things they ask you to do, part of Bloom's taxonomy, is how to synthesize, make sure the students are learning the information. So having a debate in class is often something that all teachers do. From elementary levels, maybe 3rd, 4th grade, on through high school, you have debates in classrooms where students have to argue different points of view. So that's why I said we can compare that. So to see the moderator, who was the one who's supposed to be in charge, not do his job at all.
But you're talking about even some of the most disruptive kids have some sense of you're still the adult in the room. They're going to take
a sense of what teacher to play with and what teacher not.
But they know this, and they still have a how you want to say it, some type of filter in there saying, you know what, I am going to show out, but I do realize that I can only go so far.
Yeah, I can.
Even though they get outrageous, and whether they're trying to show out to their peers, they still know that they can go so far. You talking about adult that you can't tell nothing. You can't tell him nothing, especially 45. He did it all. You
I'm
let
pretty
him
sure you
talk.
got some people out there and go listen. I mean,
no.
Somebody, even the people who do the next presidential debate, because I don't think Mrs. Harris or Mr. Pence will act in that manner at all.
I don't think
No.
so.
That's
It's
going to be
actually more dignified.
Yes, that's going to be the first adult debate that we're going to have this year.
I don't think their debate's going to be like that at all.
Yes.
But I think there are people out there that can control a situation that way. And I mean, listen, even if you had to go, no, what you're not going to do is keep interrupting him. What you're not going to keep doing that.
But he kept saying that. But we know who
But
45
his tone,
is.
But his tone was, see, he didn't have that commanding tone. He didn't have that take charge tone. He's the new teacher. No, we're just going. No, I'm just ask you 2 or 3 times.
I think he was just trying to uphold the professionalism and the respect that a journalist is supposed to,
Without slapping people.
But then he also had to raise his voice at one point and was just like, "I'm sorry to have to raise my voice, gentlemen, but I'm trying to get to the level where you guys are. I keep trying to tell you." And also, 45, although he didn't call him 45, you agreed along with your people that everybody was allowed 2 minutes to respond, and are you going to uphold that? He did call him on that. However,
way too late.
It,
He did call him.
Way
too late.
came
Way too late. Way
This,
too late.
this is the thing that you have to notice. I don't know if you noticed. It doesn't matter how often he calls the rules out. It's just the mere fact that he didn't acknowledge it. If he doesn't acknowledge it, I've seen some adults that we know do this. Just the mere fact that they didn't acknowledge the statement in itself and say, you know what, Vassir, you're right. I'm sorry. Just the mere fact that I did not acknowledge the fact that you brought the rules of engagement to me and I'm supposed to abide by it. That's acknowledging, you know what, I was wrong. Let me get myself back on point. He did not acknowledge that, so he will continue to do what he has to.
And either way,
he wants to do.
One of the
Biden
major
did
things,
that several times.
One of the major things is, I still think if he would have been more stern and checked him, hey, when he did it, now not the nice way he tried to do. I'm gonna remain in my professionalism because, in my opinion, professionalism is like a sliding scale. It's a sliding scale because you can't treat. If he's not acting professional, you still got to get control of the situation. You can't go. Well, I'm gonna remain in my element here because I'm a journalist. No, you're not. You're not giving the person a fair chance, and it's your job to make sure that you enforce the rule. Yeah. You're allowing him to do it. If he say you can hold on a second, what you're not gonna do is keep doing this.
Right.
And every time you do, I'm gonna cut you off. And we're gonna start taking away from your time. So you're gonna have a minute because you know we're your time up.
Penalized.
So, and no, that's what we're gonna do. And then look at me as I'm the bad guy. You can't.
No. That reminds me of another meme I saw. Yeah. Another meme said, "Can we have the next presidential debate on Zoom so the moderator can mute?"
Yeah,
that's the only, in this factor. That's the only thing you can do. That's the only way you're gonna be able to handle this. You got 2 minutes. If you don't get what you got to say off uninterrupted in 2 minutes, your mic is cutting off.
Absolute sense.
But now that's just showing what type of people you're dealing with.
Your fear factor of the president. So you go, Christopher Wallace. He tried to do the best he could with his personality style.
Yeah, he did.
You need a different personality style, and people saw that. You go, hold on.
Samuel
you need somebody
Jackson.
more stern. Samuel Jackson wasn't tolerated. Even if he was professional, he would still be like, no, what you're not going to do.
Samuel Jackson would stand up and get in your face.
What's the?
That's not what we need.
What's the?
What we need.
No.
That's not what
what's
we
the?
need.
It's a black lady. She was a moderator for one of the debates a couple of years ago, and she put him in check. I think it was Trump and Clinton. She put him in check.
Yeah, the check only works if you acknowledge that you needed to be checked.
Keep checking,
man.
Hey,
I get what you're saying,
Was Gail
but
a
not that
moderator
group.
at one point? Was Gail King a moderator at
no.
one point?
I forgot this lady's name. I forgot her name.
No, see, checking only works when the person acknowledged that they needed to be checked.
And that's the
When the
problem.
person respects the moderator.
No, but that's the problem when everybody thinks
he
he's
don't respect
uncheckable.
nobody.
No, that's the problem. Everybody thinks he's uncheckable because the Republican Party had been so scared of him, and he's been doing this bullying tactic. You got to address a bully. You can't go, well, we just gonna find a way. No, every now and then you got to tell your kid who's being bullied, you got to punch him in the face.
They got to just start turning mics off.
I mean, you do. You every now and then you got to say
Turn
no.
mics off.
You got to punch him in the. You got to punch him.
This
You
is
got
how
to take
it
it to a
works.
bully every now and then.
Look, what happens to a bad kid? You know what? In the house, everybody's got their activities. Everybody got things that they love. There are benefits and there are privileges, and then there are disciplines. The thing is, if you know your kid is, I'm going to date myself. I used to like to play Atari all the time, right? You know, if I was, right, Coleco, right. If I was ever, dang, she just took it further. I'd say Atari, she said Coleco. Thanks, Vass. But anyway, when you take that, and my father was like, Hershey, clean your room. You need to have it done in the next 15 minutes. And I don't. The first thing that's going to go away is that Atari. That's the discipline. That's like, okay, you don't want to do this? You got to recognize this is a benefit. This is a perk. But you only get these when you do what you're supposed to do. Mm-hmm. What are you going to take away from 45? What are you going to take away from him to make him like, you know what? Let me straighten up. There is no discipline in him because he feels that you can't tell him nothing.
Because people have not been doing it.
You can't put him in that means you can't put him in power.
No, people.
You can't put him in positions
have
where
not
give
been
him
doing.
that.
People have not checked him.
Correct.
If
They've been giving him actually everything that he's born in the
So watch this. Even if they come up with some new great policy they're gonna do, he's gonna talk to his people because they talked to him beforehand. Mm-hmm. He did what he wanted to do, and at that point in time, if you're not doing it, your job as the moderator is to do that because who's at the disadvantage? The opponent.
That's correct.
So you're letting him get away with this, and you're not supporting him. That's not your job. You need to check him so both can be fair. Now you go where you can't stand. He gonna do what he want to do. Now every time you do it, I'm gonna call you on it, and I'm gonna say something. So then you can look at me as a bad guy. You can say tweet about me all you want to.
I'm gonna call
but
you.
it's gonna be. But you're gonna this
call
person
you
here.
out, check you, turn your mic off, and dock you some time.
Look.
And that's why I say as a teacher, you see that because if it's a student in your classroom that's being done that way, it is your responsibility to do that.
But that you absolutely hit it on the head. So the thing is what's the dad's
Punch him in the throat.
No, not that part.
Start a campaign, Medea for moderator.
Right.
Hey,
So I'm saying
that's a great one.
From the family structure, the dad is looked at as the executioner.
Yeah.
He loves you, but what happens? You don't get right, I'm gonna tell your dad. because it's the mom that's supposed to be the nourisher.
Or some roles it's vice versa. It's like, hey, you don't quit tripping. Mama the real crazy one, so quit playing with me. Your mama
right,
the
of
crazy
course, yeah. It depends on the family structure.
Yeah, it depends
but for
on who the person is.
Right, but on the most part, it's always looking at the dad.
Whoever the disciplinarian is.
Right, correct. But for the most part, it's usually the man. And that's the way it has to be viewed. He doesn't have that view. Can't nobody tell him nothing. I'm the president. What are you going to do against me? Because I sit up there and I changed this whole administration, put whoever I wanted to put in seat. So you can't tell me nothing.
What about
There's no checks and balances.
What about the black journalist, the black female journalist, that I think he tried to revoke her press passes?
Yes.
Because she checked him.
Called her a nasty woman.
Yeah, she checked him. See, it's people that will check him. He going to do what he want to do after that.
But what did he do?
You can revoke my pass, but you got checked. You know not to mess with her anymore.
But what did he do?
You can revoke a pass. But guess what? You can't revoke a pass if she's to get her to be the moderator. You can't revoke her pass then to be the moderator. People who allow themselves to be checked in situations are because they want something from them. Yep. See, the Republican Party who tolerate this stuff, they want to get the votes because the masses support them. See, if they didn't support him, they wouldn't care about him. He's still highly supported by the Republican Party. So they got to bend over and kiss.
And that's so interesting because these are also the same people, to your point, they want the votes. But these are also still the same people who are behind his back spilling his profile to everybody because they can't stand it.
They can't stand him. But guess what? I got to do this
but
because
they're scared of
him. It's like when you see the people like Candace Owens and the other black people who support Trump.
Okay, don't ever mention her name in my presence.
Well, okay. And I'm talking about those people that go out of their way to support him because they want something from him. It's like even all those black ministers for Trump, they wanted something from him. They wanted money. So if Trump give them a shout out, they're his white friends to go, they are good. They one of the good black people, and we're going to support you.
Mm-hmm. Like Apollo.
What?
The Don. You know, I know Don King, and he gave me that name too. He couldn't even say his name right.
Yeah.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? So I mean, 678-894-0026. Y'all can join in this conversation. I had a buddy of mine. He said he definitely calling in. I'm gonna call him out. Make sure he's supposed to be calling because he is the type of person that this is his cup of tea.
He ready to talk about it.
He won't talk about it. But last night was just it was funny. I want to say uneventful, but it was eventful because I got a lot of laughs out of it.
We both did, especially when he called him a clown.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
He turned around and said, "Would you just shut up?"
I'm gonna give my. Can I give my one shout out?
Get your shout
All right, my shout out is to Pastor Mark Burns from South Carolina.
All right.
He is the person that I'm talking about that would do anything to kiss up to Trump because he wanted gains. He is the pastor a couple of years ago who sat there and lied about being a part of a fraternity and having a college degree.
What?
Being a pastor of a black church, but over to kiss up Trump so he can get money.
So
Pastor Mark Barnes, who blocked me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Thank you. Shout out to you, sir, who's still out there spewing them lies to folks.
Wow.
Bless you. I guess you got your white parishioners now. You don't need the black folk who you were lying to by being a college graduate.
So wait a minute.
God's house. Shout out to you.
Wow.
So let me get this straight.
Shout out to you.
Let me get this straight. We talk about an individual that lied about his stats in order to get
Go look
what
it
he
up.
wants.
All of those pastors that
Don't
support
get me
Trump
wrong,
did that.
they
lied about having a doctorate degrees. The black guy with the beard who always talking, he lied. He got a doctorate degree supposedly from a storefront university in Florida. That's storefront doctorate degree. He blocked me too. See, that's what I do. I do research on this stuff, man.
Wait, I'm just making clear. Storefront, is that real or is that the joke?
That's the joke, but it wasn't a real college. See, the college doesn't exist.
Right.
It never existed, so I call it the storefront.
I just didn't want to
storefront preacher college.
It was a front.
I just didn't want myself to look uneducated. I didn't know if you were saying
divinity and you don't
storefront
heard of the school
or the name of the school was called Storefront.
Storefront
And
University.
I heard storefront. I got it.
Yeah.
So back to my statement. So you're talking about an individual who lied about his credentials
Yeah.
just to get where he needed to be to fund himself,
Yep.
and he's supporting 45.
Yep.
You don't see any similarities?
I see all the similarities.
Okay. Okay.
Speaking of similarities,
So
so the $750 that he allegedly only paid.
Oh my gosh.
When that question came up, he still didn't answer that question either. He deflected.
At the end, he partially
No,
said it.
no.
He did answer the question. You're right. He's made a different statement. He paid millions.
And the first thing I believe Chris Wallace said, besides the taxes that business owners pay, standard business owners pay, besides those, and then that's when he asked him about the 750, and he went straight to the stuff that regular business people pay. He went to those. It's ridiculous.
What regular business person pays $750 in taxes
talking
a
about?
year?
What
I
average
wasn't.
person?
I was upset about that.
No. A year, $750 of taxes. I don't pay that in taxes.
Hey, I sat
That's
there.
2 checks for me.
I was upset,
Like no.
but not because of what he paid, but how many other wealthy people pay the same.
Yeah.
We're not asking the right question. Like, wait a minute. What does all these other big corporations people do what he does?
He's teaching them how to do it.
Because they've done this, because this ain't nothing new.
Right.
It's something they always been doing.
It's just coming out of the surface
Yeah,
to
so
us.
how many? So let's put all that. You're not the average American. Don't try to compare yourself to me. That's why I say
Correct.
Joe Biden and everybody else who.
Yeah.
Don't compare yourself to the average person because you're not paying what we pay. We know that most of the tax burden fall on us.
Yep.
Yeah, because I mean, look, if you think about it, I'm a leader of a nation, right? It's how many people on this in the states? Yeah, how many people in the states?
We got over 300 million.
Okay, I can get you to pay your taxes, so I ain't got to. Yeah, there's people like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's people like that.
And I mean,
There's
the
people like
reality is that there are laws and they're set up with loopholes. And
Yes.
they pay people very well to make sure they find these loopholes. And that's what makes it legal, air quotes. That's what makes it legal. But if the average person did that,
Oh no, you gone.
Tax
they
evasion.
go, exactly, they're going to jail for tax
You out
evasion.
of there.
You go bust the local drug dealer for tax evasion. But you got these corporations doing this. Oh, well, it's legal because they found the loophole. That Congress passes the laws that allow these loopholes to be there.
Exactly.
Because why? That's where they're getting their money from.
Oh, yeah.
When they leave off, they getting them kickbacks. That's where it's all coming from.
Hey.
You don't care about the average person.
So can you really
Protect
be
your
mad at
own.
him for knowing how to work the loopholes?
Yeah, you can get mad at him.
How so?
You can be mad. Not when he all the
Not that it's gonna mean anything. You can be mad at
being
him.
mad
all
at
day.
him is because of the stuff that he has said prior to being elected. And much hell he gave President Obama
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
for everything.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
You don't get the right to throw rocks and then to go where, don't say nothing to me. Y'all are come to me on all sides. And no, you don't get the right to do that. You don't get to be the bully and the victim at the same time.
Yeah, you do.
You can't be both.
yeah, you do. Like there was a one point where I liked where Biden said when they were talking about the whole tax situation, he's like, "Hey, okay, show us your tax record," and he said, "Oh, I will when they're ready."
They never read it.
What? Okay, so now you telling me you ain't done your taxes?
Nah, they supposed to be held up in court.
Everything's held up in court when it comes to
And
him.
in audit, my bad, in audit.
678-894-0026. If you want to talk about it, we talking about last night debate. And what did you think about it? What did you think about last night's phenomena?
Dun, 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 dun.
Worst debate ever.
This music is perfect right now.
It was
It's
absolutely
crazy.
So it was scary.
It was very interesting. It's nothing less than what I expected, to be honest with you. And I have to say that it wasn't like I was expecting it to be the way it was because of how unruly, how unruly 45 is and his lack of respect and decorum. I expected it to be just that.
It was the last,
It wasn't surprising at all. I wish I'd had some popcorn though, because it was a comedy show.
It was like
That'd have been the
going
cleanup
to a nursing home watching two old white men
I'm so done with you.
fight
You know what? I had a funny situation.
Over the last blue pill, that's what it felt like.
I have a good friend. She's white, and she commented on one of my posts, and for this statement to come from her was hilarious to me. You know what? And I'm gonna say it word for word, but y'all go ahead. Let me find this statement because it was absolutely hilarious.
It was probably the worst debate in our lifetime.
In history.
Oh yeah, everybody agrees.
You know,
with that.
it was like, wow, this is that bad.
This is what you're gonna do.
I feel conflicted a little bit because, you know, whether you stand on one side or the other, wherever you stand, when it came to Biden's performance, and I say performance, but when it came to his representation, I think that he was able to deliver. Yes, there was some stumbling over some of his words, but I think he was able to deliver under the circumstances in which he had to deliver under. And you could see that he was getting a little flustered.
Oh, yeah.
But all in all, I think he handled himself well.
He did well.
He still handled himself like a professional male, and how I would actually expect someone to handle themselves in a presidential manner. Although you could tell he was getting a little, it was like the kid that keeps yelling
Yes.
behind you when you're sitting at a restaurant, and the people keep letting their kid just keep popping up
Yeah.
over your
Yes,
shoulders.
yeah.
Like, would you tell your kid to sit his ass down?
Exactly.
So look, this is
I think he did well.
this is the statement. Okay, really, one. Old white men yelling is my least favorite sound. This is coming from a white woman. Yeah. So it's like when it comes to certain things, it gets beyond irritating. And that's exactly what it was. All you heard was two old men from the Muppet Show. One's trying to make a point, and the other one was just over talking to him and laughing over each other.
The only thing number 45 didn't say was, I know you are, but what am I?
Oh my gosh.
You are absolutely
That's
right,
the
my
only thing he
friend.
didn't
Especially
say.
when
I know
he
you are,
said,
but what am I?
when Biden said smart, and he started
Oh.
going in like he was 5 years old.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my
You can't
God.
say
Don't
you're
you
smart.
challenge
probably-
me about
You
being
go out,
smart.
you graduate last year class. I made a post last night, and I'm not apologizing, but I'm pretty sure that President Trump has an IEP. I'm pretty sure it does. I mean, I have experience with working with two students who need some extra help, and he's clearly one of those people.
So again, this is clearly nothing new. Yet most of us, I don't want to say most of us. Well, yeah, most. What's the other word?
Many.
Many
Most,
of us are still surprised.
I'm not surprised.
I'm not surprised.
Not surprised. The thing that got on my nerve more than the debate were some of the comments that were being made.
Which one?
I mean, just the one this is a teachable moment to all my white friends and followers and people. I love y'all.
Followers of people?
I love y'all. However, when you're engaging minorities in a conversation about race relations and the thing the president should have said, quit bringing up to us the words conservative and liberal. We see people who are racist just as racist people. We don't care about your political affiliation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We don't care about what
Absolutely.
party you're with. See, that's just a conservative. That's the liberals. No. A racist is just a racist person. We don't care about your political party.
Not at all.
And this is me. I think we as black people, we have respect for people of all political parties. Look at Colin Powell. You had Sherry Underwood, who's Republican. So we have respect for them because they knew who they were and they still embraced their communities. So you love them. Please don't do that to us again. Well, you know, that's just the liberals doing that. That's a derogatory term for white people. Liberal and conservative is derogatory terms for y'all.
Exactly.
That is not for us. We don't care about neither term.
You know, to be honest with you, that's interesting that you say that because I feel as though, my opinion, that when they use the word liberal, when they're talking about one another, It's just real close to them calling another person the N-word.
I do too. Yeah, it
Because
is.
it is.
It's derogatory.
It's
From, that's
damn
what I'm
near
saying.
close.
like
You
against each other. Exactly.
It's really, really close.
You make a white person mad, call them and say, "You liberal?"
And you know what comes right after liberal?
Yeah.
Radical.
Yeah, radical liberal or conservative.
All right.
You know that they are far right, far left. That is terms that y'all have for each other. That is derogatory.
We don't care about that. Girl.
We don't care about it. You have never called a conservative white or a black person, "Oh, you're a conservative." You ain't never say that. You go, "You coon." You CAN. You can. You can.
Cow.
You figured out can. CAN. That's what you go. You can.
I can't what?
You can. Oh, look at that can over there. I ain't gonna say it on
I
air,
guess.
but
Don't do that.
I heard Pinky real quick. Whoa, say it again.
Say it again. I ain't never heard no black person get mad because you called him a liberal or conservative.
Hey, Kissonians, we want to. I know y'all sitting up there watching us, and like, y'all losing your mind over there just listening to us. But y'all can join in this conversation. This is an open forum. 678-894-0026. You can call in and join in and chime in this confirmation. Oh, you know what? Oops, my bad. I didn't turn the phone on. So. Phenomena.
He didn't. We waiting on phone calls. The phone ain't on.
AT&T?
I'm human.
Can you turn it on?
Yo, Dan.
Leave me alone.
That's what I'm starting.
You see how they going in on?
I'm just gonna start doing those.
Hey.
In the meantime, while he
Now,
gets
see,
that together, let me tell
I
you.
could have easily just turned it on
Let me
and
help
not
you
said
out. Let me
one
help you
word.
out.
You've been better off doing that.
So while we're doing this, let me tell you, the platinum plan. I had to find this. I'm gonna read this like Siri. Well, not Siri. I'm just gonna give you my announcer voice. Okay. The platinum plan. President Trump's pillars. Opportunity. By achieving historic employment levels for Black Americans, as well as increasing access to capital for new businesses, President Trump has been committed to ensuring all Black Americans can achieve the American dream. Security. By signing into law the celebrated First Step Act, President Trump has brought common sense criminal justice reform to the American people for the first time in decades, while ensuring that our streets and communities are safe for families and business owners. Prosperity. As the first president to provide long-term funding to historically Black colleges and universities, this administration continues to seek immediate and generational advancement for Black Americans. Fairness. As demonstrated through his actions to initiate investment in opportunity zones, as well as address health disparities, wage gaps, and necessary education reforms, President Trump works every day to advance a fair and just America for the Black community.
Yeah.
I'm
sorry. Will you please denounce or condemn white supremacists? Answer. Stand what?
No, won't do
Stand by and
Stand back and stand
that.
by.
Stand back.
Keep waiting.
But
so first of all, I got to point out, this is a world of difference of how something that can be so terrible sounds so perfect to kind of get involved with when you have somebody with a voice to just kind of soothe it all over.
to the people who, I know they do these ads here, I don't think number 45's campaign is the smartest. Because they run that ad there
Really?
on the Black radio stations. You're like, really?
You really think you did? Okay.
You think we... Oh,
So
but
wait
you
a minute.
defund education. You defund the education. But
Come on, preacher.
We want to make sure the Black people are prosperous. But you're the same person years ago who wanted the Central Park 5 to get the death penalty.
And more recently, with the sensitivity training.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh, we got to talk about that too.
Hey, we got all night.
But you brought the NFL back.
Oh, yeah, he did do that. He did that. Thank
What you said.
I appreciate it.
We're going to get rid of sensitivity training because they're just really teaching people to hate.
To hate this country.
But you won't
No,
denounce the people who hate the
sensitivity
people in the...
training.
Go ahead.
just the sensitivity training is to teach people how their ignorance, whether intentional or unintentional, can lead to an uncomfortable environment for other people who are not the same as they are. Be a little sensitive towards people's beliefs, cultures, background. I mean, people do need that training because otherwise they walk around like assholes like you are.
Was she calling you out?
Hey, not me.
Not
On
you.
45. Yeah, no, man. But it is just mind-boggling the stuff that the games that people play. And like I said, I don't care what political party you join to because I don't think either one of them are totally. I personally like George Bush the son. I liked him as a person. I didn't agree with all his policy,
Right.
but I liked him as a person. So he just seemed like the kind of dude I would hang out with.
He was cool.
But and I don't care. Like I have several friends that are part of either party.
It does work.
All right.
Thank you for calling the Kiss Radio Show. Who is this?
What up, what up?
Uh-oh. Cousin Steve, long time no hear.
How my Kiss Radio family doing?
Oh, we good. We good, brother. How are you?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. How are you?
Hello?
Uh-oh.
Hold on.
Technical difficulties.
Tenonicities. Can you hear us?
Oh, yeah, there. Caller. Oh, you're on the line. What's going on?
Can you hear us?
Dang it, man.
Hello?
Just start talking.
We're gonna try to get Cousin Steve back.
Okay.
What were we talking about?
We were talking about how Cousin Steve gonna call back.
That's Cousin Steve. Cousin Steve.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yes, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. How y'all doing?
Good. How are you?
I just got to say one thing about this whole thing. I want everybody to realize that that man still thinks he on TV.
That's what it is.
This whole show, he thinks he's doing this whole show, and he can't fire everybody. You can't fire America. So once America realized he still got his own talk show, what was the name of that show he had? You fired. I'm
The Apprentice.
This show is
Yeah,
irrelevant.
The
The
Apprentice.
Apprentice. This is not The Apprentice. This is the United States of America, and you cannot run it like you radio show.
I don't know. He's showing different. He's showing different.
So I don't, because he said 3 things I didn't like yesterday. He
All right.
said 3 things I didn't like.
That cousin toy in the back.
Stand by. She said Trump ain't, cursing like that. He told them people to stand by and stay ready. How you say?
He
Anyway,
said stand by. He said stand down and stand by.
right.
Did he say
so
stand
what
down,
does that
stand
mean?
back, or
Do
stand
that mean I have to get guns? Do I get to have arms?
Yeah.
Why they being ready? Should I be ready? Because I don't know what they being ready for.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, I think it was very clear and apparent what's about to happen. If I don't win, y'all get ready.
Right.
That's what I heard.
Right.
And all these left wings or whatever white supremacists, where they work at? That's what I want to know. They riding and everything. What kind of job you got? And are you hiring?
I don't know, cause Steve, you might
Maybe I might
not.
have some sympathy.
You
but-
might not make the. You might not make the interview.
Well, I think I'm the right color though.
You think you gonna pass?
I'm the one in the house.
I'm not in the house. So.
Yeah, I'm definitely not in the house.
But let me ask y'all a question.
Yep.
Honestly,
Yep.
who you really think is better, Biden or Trump? That's my whole point.
Well, that's what I was talking about earlier. I personally think, again, this is my personal opinion, Biden's the lesser of the evil.
Right.
Lesser of the evil.
Kanye West?
No.
Let's not even
As far as
let's not even talk about that, please.
as far as body of work and as far as evolving as a person, I'm gonna go with Biden. Evolving as a person. I mean, you would think people do evolve and change. The times have changed. So the things.
Y'all need to get him on the show.
Yeah. We need to get Joe. We need to get Biden on the show. We need to get 45 on the show. I go toe to toe with him.
No,
Because I actually feel sorry for him because he attacked his son, which is uncalled for.
yes, we did mention
Even if
that.
your son is a drug addict, but if somebody gave him $300,000, I need to work for Biden's son because he a good guy. If I'm a drug addict, you still gonna give me $300,000? Hire me, Biden's son.
And you're absolutely right. That was uncalled for to bring out a dysfunction in a home that has nothing to do with your lack of leadership.
Hey, anytime as a father that you would sit there and say about your own daughter that she's a nice piece of ass, I'm sorry. You're
Man.
a pedophile in my mind. So
Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, that moment to me, I don't know if anybody remember that skit with Dave Chappelle when he played the black president. And he said Black Bush. And he said, "That nigga tried to kill my father." That's all I heard in my head.
But let's look at the pros and cons. First of all, your wife is an immigrant, and she was naked all on the internet. I never seen Michelle Obama naked on the internet.
No.
Not saying I don't want to, but I never seen it.
Let's make this clear.
Toy must be in the other room.
She's in the other room.
Yeah, she's in the other room. She's in the shower. So, what I'm saying is,
He checked before he made the
you know,
statement.
it ain't like it's Serena Williams or Vanessa, but I didn't want to see her on the internet. Whatever his wife's name, Aganza, Uka, what's her wife's name?
Ooh. Did you say
Kinsey? I forgot his wife's name. Anyway,
Melania.
and his own kids got problems.
Yeah, all of them.
Look, from what I can tell, Melania don't like him either.
All his
That's
kids
an
got
arrangement.
some
Do they even
problems.
live in the White House? Do they even live in the White House?
No,
She opposed that, didn't she?
Yeah,
New York.
She in New York. What's with the youngest son?
See, that's a crime thing.
Man, come on.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna Google Trump phone number and call him tonight.
I mean,
Look, let us know how that works out. We'll get the show back on. Yeah, we'll get the show back on. We want to hear this.
yeah, I want to hear that too.
Look, we'll have Vassir Whisper live. Oh, we had an exclusive conversation with cousin Steve in 45. What was that?
I want to know what color hair dye he used. Pumpkin spice or something.
Wow. My students said today it was the 10 lines that did it in for them.
Man.
All right, I love y'all. She getting out the shower. I gotta run.
Oh yeah.
Fast.
All right.
I heard her.
She going in.
Bye, y'all.
I hear her wet feet hitting the floor.
You know.
What'd you say?
You hurt my ass, girl. You go fucking round.
Oh, hang up the phone. Hang up the phone. Hang up the phone.
Who you on the phone with?
It's Jake from State Farm.
She sounds hideous.
My stomach hurt.
She sounds hideous.
Oh, my stomach hurt.
You know, the only thing though, I really do wish Joe Biden would have said something. I mean, would have attacked him.
Class.
That's the difference. That's the huge
And I
difference.
know former First Lady Michelle Obama, her slogan is, when they go low, we go high. Well, every now and then you got to be like the Street Fighter character Ryu
Yeah.
and come up and hit their ass with an uppercut.
Are you looking?
Yeah, you gotta hit you gotta hit him with one of those, man.
Are you looking?
You gotta hit him with an uppercut like that every now and then, man. This being classy, I get it. It served in place. But every now and then you got to show folk.
President Obama really
He
set
spoiled
the
us.
stage for
Yes.
class.
He spoiled us.
And that's another reason why I am proud of Joe Biden's performance
Thank
and the
you.
way he handled himself, because it did also, for me, it just made me think of the time that he also spent in office beside President Obama and like that influence and the relationship. So I think that he respectfully did well.
I do too.
And I'm not saying he had all the answers.
He did well.
he
I
handled
think
himself.
for the next debate, they need to treat it like they do a tag team wrestling match. I do. I think, you know what I'm saying? Like Joe Biden need to tap out. I need to tag somebody in. And I'm going to say here on air, the person who I think Joe Biden should have really picked as his running mate,
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
Louis Farrakhan.
I'm so done with you.
You can't tell me you don't want to see that debate. Trump against Farrakhan. You don't want to. You want to see that debate? act ignorant when you want to act ignorant.
Are you
Come on.
serious?
I'm being dead serious.
We talking? Okay, you talking real talk. You ain't talking
Real,
about skit.
I'm not even playing. I'm telling you now. I would love to see
would
Farrakhan
demolish
and
him.
Trump go in a debate together. I'm
He
trying.
would demolish him.
You got to. Sometimes you got to bring the same type of energy down.
Listen.
Hey, people don't like him, but when you ever listen to this brother speak,
Yeah.
You like, wow, he done really brought some.
Yeah.
Yeah, he out there. He is the black version. Trump just don't care what he say. He's just gonna speak his mind. He's gonna do this right here, but he's gonna be intelligent with it.
Right. And eloquent.
And all. So
To make
Trump,
you listening.
Trump can't debate him. I be like, hold on, I got my tagging partner gonna be Louis Farrakhan.
Get it. Let's talk
Get 'em.
about
Get 'em.
the next presidential debates. A lot of people are wondering if it's going to happen, if they're going to have a debates again because of the way that this was carried out. I wouldn't even say handled, but the way that this was carried out, in the sense of the lack of control and the level of disregard, disrespect, lack of professionalism. I mean, all of that existed there. And some people are saying, maybe it's best now for Biden to step out and not do this again. But to be honest with you, I don't think that would be a good idea. But I wonder if there is going to be a change in the format.
Well, it has to be.
The commission said
has to be.
today that they're gonna have some changes by the next debate. So the commission is going
By
to
the next presidential or Kamala
both
Harris
probably.
and
Probably both. But
Pence.
they're gonna test them out with.
yeah.
Well, I don't know. So, okay, in theory, if 45 does not make this next election, there is nothing that needs to be done.
Well, like,
See what I'm saying?
but you got to make them changes for this one, and you should have known that. And that's why I said that they're gonna make their changes. If I was Joe Biden, I would still do debate because he have to. If he don't, let Trump be the one to back out of it. And I would
Well,
still
backing out won't
but
prove nothing.
No, but Trump ain't gonna back out of it. That's what I'm saying. Joe Biden can't go where he's not gonna be professional. I'm not gonna do this. No, I would say I would put more pressure on the commission, saying what y'all did was an embarrassment to the American public. And since y'all have been a bipartisan committee since 1984, since the 88 election, y'all didn't do y'all job, and
Right.
y'all are horrible at this. And I would really go off on them in private, but like, y'all are horrible because y'all allowed this to happen to me. You allowed this man to break y'all own rules, come in your house and do this, and y'all are horrible. And if y'all don't
It's
fix
your
it, then I
responsibility
would
to fix it.
then
That's
I would
right.
walk off stage next time and be like, no, I'm not gonna allow you or anybody else to come in and do this to me.
That's right.
So I would do it.
But the unfortunate thing about him walking, if he were to walk off stage, unfortunately that may be read as weakness.
Exactly.
When, I mean, let's
could
just
be
be real. If you can't put your hands around somebody's throat to shut them the hell up, the best thing for you to do is walk away.
Yeah, but I agree with you because if he walk away and you go, before he leave, he looked at American people. You deserve better than this. You know how he always do? He look right in the camera and go, you know what? Y'all deserve better than this. I'm going to walk away because this circus is not what you should be expecting of your next president.
Right. That's so true.
And so I'm going to bring class if I can't bring class to the office, I'm going to bring class to this event and I'm going to leave.
So look, this is the thing. A lot of people don't realize this. Sometimes the best thing to say is nothing.
Yeah.
Let him show himself out. Just sit there. You know he gonna show out. You know good and well if Biden didn't say one word, Trump was gonna find a way to make that a thing. But you know it's not gonna be logical.
Joe Biden, your campaign need to go
Radio
to
silence.
any school and find the bully and debate the bully. You need to don't debate the intelligent people. Go find. Listen, if you really want to win, bring in Louis Farrakhan and debate with him.
What if Joe Biden turned into Luther Vandross during the
What?
every time 45 went in, instead of Biden responding, he just walked past the mic and go,
Do it again.
678
he'll be so pissed off.
678-894-0026. Y'all please call in. Join in this conversation. We talking about last night's debate.
That's so
last
cold.
night's debate of 45 and Biden. This is
Luther Vandross or Louis Farrakhan. Which one you want in the next debate? Who you want? He need to act. I'm telling you.
oh
And every
man.
time he interrupts, he'll be like, "Oh, okay."
What you gonna do about it?
Y'all see what I got to do?
I would definitely do it, man.
Or if he broke out and became Stewart when he just started over talking, he'd be like, "Look what I can do!" Just start doing.
I mean, basically that's what he's doing because he
I'm
look.
talking about that's Biden would be
No,
like
no, no.
Stewart every time he interrupted.
No, 45 already got that because all he's doing is name dropping. All he's doing is, he keeps claiming fake news, but he's the one that's putting out these random scenarios that happen.
Made up.
And right, but the thing is, and it's again my opinion, he's hoping that you don't go fact check.
Which is stupid because they do it
They
after
do
every
it every time
press
you say it.
conference,
Certain people.
after every debate.
But you got to understand, he's not concerned about those people, right?
Yeah.
He's concerned about the ones that are following him. They believe every word
You're not going to read.
Even those who are still getting their benefits and things of that nature
Yeah.
taken away from
Yes.
them and are
You're
the
not going
poorest
to
in
read
America.
They can care less.
I agree with that. I think all people who have a job as fact checkers after number 45 speak need to get workman's comp for carpal tunnel syndrome.
What?
Cause they always like to, every line he say. My favorite last night was when Biden brought up about the thing about the church incident. He like, and speaking of churches and pastors and the generals, I got 250 generals have agreed to support me. Like, how do you know offhand how many you have? But you said speaking of pastors, so what churches are agreeing with you? The ones that want your money.
Yes.
The black churches that are in there.
That's about it.
I know somebody who agreed with him last night. I want to know what's the AG from Kentucky. Does he agree with Trump based on last night's thing? I want to hear his statement about him not condemning racists.
This is gonna be interesting.
I ain't gonna say no more because I'm gonna
Fallout.
get in trouble.
No, remember you got a hall pass today.
I got a hall pass from this, but I ain't got a hall pass. I ain't got a hall
The
pass
outside
from
of
this
this.
other organization. I ain't got a hall pass from them yet.
Again, Kissonians, this is the Kiss Radio Show on Fubu and radio.com and iHeart. We're on Facebook Live. We're talking about it. Last night's debate.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
What if Biden brought what do you call him, air horn?
Air horn. He should do something. He should do something. Everything's off the table now.
Well, I mean, you got, sound buttons for that.
I mean, but everybody wanted last night. You was hoping, at some moment, you were hoping that Joe Biden would be the Joe Biden during the Obama administration when he did that debate. He was taking the shots.
He was killing
You know what I'm saying? He was You was hoping that Biden would show up at some point last night, and he kept trying.
He may.
You clown.
He may still.
Nah. You just gotta let. You gonna let loose? I'm gonna let loose with you.
No.
We gonna walk hand in hand in the land of ignorance.
Oh, no.
Hey, we gonna walk hand in hand in the land of the ignorant. Let's go.
It's crazy.
What your mama used to tell you? Show out wherever you show out at. I'm gonna show out too.
Look, topic of the day is obvious. What we've been talking about right now. The debate of last night. Y'all can call in 678-894-0026. We are calling in and talking about this thing right now. Cousin Steve already showed he already got in trouble.
Yeah, he got in serious trouble.
I mean, got his wife jumping out the shower to slap him. That's hilarious.
That's a whole different kind of wop.
She's been making reference to this.
if Joe Biden would have went over and punched
Oh my god.
number 45 in the throat when he talked about his son,
That would have been a huge
nobody would have faulted him. Nobody would be like, oh, he should have did. No.
That is not somebody you would want in office if he walked over and did that.
Who?
He would lose
Who?
his campaign.
That's who I want to know.
No, he would
best
lose
thing
his
you do is
campaign,
win the
but he would
polls.
gain so.
He would get a lot of
He's
votes.
street cred.
He'll get a lot of votes. He might not lose the campaign. Cause you don't want the punk. You don't want the punk president. You don't want to pump president. Go low, high. Now I'm telling you what to do. Hit you with
Hold
uppercut.
on. We got another caller. Hold on. Thank you for calling the Kiss Radio Show. Who is this?
Hey, this is Andrea. How you doing?
Hey, Andrea, how you been, sister girl?
How you doing?
We good. We good.
Got some bad connection going on.
Uh-oh. Can you hear us now?
I got you.
All right. So we're talking about last night's debate. What say you?
Say that one more time. We gotta say it one more time.
So topic of the day is about last night's debate.
Y'all. So y'all talking about the debate?
Yes. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are that we gotta get 45 out. I don't think Biden is a bad choice. I just feel as if Kamala is going to be a better choice. Kamala.
Correct.
That's how I feel. I mean, I know people right now are like, oh my God, I'm being chewed. I got to make the choice. But that's how we got into this predicament with the bozo the clown. Because people decided that they weren't going to vote because they had to pick between the lesser evils. Yeah, you have to, because they didn't do. They don't go to the polls and vote. And I feel like if you don't vote, you shouldn't have a choice. But I shouldn't be penalized for other people's issues.
Lack of action.
Like if you don't want to go vote. Hello.
Yeah, we're here. We agree with you.
Yeah. I mean, I just feel like I'm tired of being penalized, and I'm looking for another country to move to, cause I could do that.
That's what happened at the last election. How many people were trying to move to Canada, and they had to tell people to go back home?
Right. Listen, go back where? I'm from here. You go.
Exactly.
Because if they have a sign-up party or eviction party for 45, put my name on that list. You got to go. You ain't no shit. Got to go. I don't give a damn where you go. You got to get the hell up out of here.
Said you ain't got to go home, but
As he's leaving the White House, I think they need to play Beyonce's song "To the Left." All your shit is in a box. To the left.
Right. Get into it. To the left, to the left. You know, you got to go. Like, I'm over it. Like, I'm over him making us look as a country. Talk about making us great again.
yeah.
And you see it? We're keeping America great. Keeping us great. Great as in all this racism, all this stuff we got going on. Like, for real? Really?
So, my ongoing statement is, I'm big on definition, right? Mm-hmm. His version of great is garbage to everybody else.
Yep.
That's all we say.
Well, and this is another issue. All these people out here looking at the money. You looking at I'm gonna give it to Donald Trump. He's a good cheater. He's a good manipulator. He's a very good bullshitter. He's great at making money off the people's backs and making other people poor while he gets richer. Okay, I get that to you. But if you look at all the black people that are following him, and like Krsl Walker, have you heard the commercial?
Yeah, we heard him. Well, at least I did.
I heard the commercial and wanted to throw up. Matter of fact, I think I threw up a little bit in my mouth. And then Polo, the Don.
So look,
Polo.
we had mentioned that before.
The Don, really?
That's what I was saying. So the rally that 45 had here in Atlanta, he acknowledged Polo the Don, but he couldn't even say his name right. He said,
Listen,
we heard one of the...
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
But did y'all see the interview that Polo gave afterwards?
No, I missed that one.
Oh, I'm going to have to send it to you.
Please do that.
I'll send it to you. Because let me tell you something. I feel like I just want to go to Polo and be like, Polo, are you on meds? You need to... Is it something you... Is it a money thing? Is it really a money thing? That's what I'm really trying to really figure out. Is it a classist thing that's going to go on? I know people who, they be like, oh, yeah, Donald Trump was cool. He was cool when he was celebrity and getting in with everybody and knowing who had the money to spend and who had the money. It's good to look a certain way. Oh, I dated some black models. I dated some people. Oh, okay. You know how many people date people that's still racist as hell?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm agree with you. Donald Trump was not cool even when black people were trying to make him cool. Black people were trying to be cool with him.
Yeah.
He wasn't going after trying to be cool with black
because
people.
Because he had money and it was a status. Because they all like I'm not chasing a status. Nigga, chase me. If that's the case, you want to be in on what I'm on. No, there's no way in the world he should have been elected. There's no way in the world he should be, and it was all about power. They wasn't letting him in. The coaches in them wasn't letting him in. He had to take it. I ain't mad at him, but you know what? Take it on your time, not my dime.
Hey, we're all agreement with you. And we think. Go ahead.
I just had to go on my rant. I'm so sorry.
No. That's what we're here for. We appreciate you calling in. We want to hear everybody's opinion on this current status that we're in. So we appreciate you. We love you for calling in. Send us that link. We still gotta have you on your show because that sauce.
I will.
That sauce.
Look.
I'm getting a grill soon, so
We need some sauce.
need that sauce.
Okay. I get you some of that sauce.
I need that sauce. Need that sauce.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Call you later. That's my sister. Yes.
Can we do one thing
What's that?
as a culture? Can we stop inviting people to cookout?
What do you mean inviting people?
No, because years ago they would have said Donald Trump would have been invited to the cookout,
Right.
Because we were trying to.
Who's cookout?
No, I'm just saying.
In general
before
terms.
before he ran off, before 2012, before he started doing this stuff, running for office, because people were trying to aspire so that you get close to him. We got to stop doing that. We got to stop inviting people to the cookout, and they not trying to get to know us. We trying to get up with them, Snoop
Right.
and everybody else. I want to get money like Donald, Gold. No, get them like yourself.
Well, there's some moral compasses haven't been calibrated. But let's do some quick shout outs. Doing some of our followers that are online watching us right now, doing a shout out. E-Dub, what's up? I see you, Maurice. Kenatonics is in the building.
Hey.
What's up, Dresh? That was who just called. Black House. Black House in the building.
Black
What's going
House.
on? House. It threw me off how they spell house. And our favorite, John West is in the building.
Yes.
John West is in the building. And DJ Mook,
Moo.
my brother. WNCC, how you doing? We appreciate you tuning in and calling in. And the real Mo, 50 Fit Chick. How you doing, girl? Topic of the day is last night's Phenomena debate.
Phenomena.
Do, 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 do. If you didn't get it. Do, do,
Great
do, do.
debate.
No, I wouldn't put
I
great.
mean, it started.
I
It
wouldn't put
started
great in
off.
that at all.
Layla, it didn't take long for that debate to come off the rails. It did not take
Not
long
at all.
It came on.
And the
rails
first
off
question
rails.
is,
Not at all. That's
What?
Just,
I just want to know if I could read Christopher Wallace's mind, what was he saying in his head?
After the first question?
I need a drink.
Oh, what did I get?
This mother.
What did I get? Can I renegotiate that?
Isn't Chris Wallace the interviewee who handed Trump his behind one time before in a one-on-one interview?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what they thought was going to happen this time because they thought he would be able to handle him.
We should run a poll. Who would be the next moderator?
I told
Medea, Samuel L. Jackson,
We can do that.
Joe Clark.
Joe Clark. Who else? Somebody with a big gun. Have to figure out
Why
something.
we name all black people?
Joe Jackson.
Like black people, only people that can handle this situation.
I think Joe Jackson would be
A good moderator would be. I think you should let a former president be the moderator. A
That'd
president.
be interesting.
would be interesting.
But who could that possibly
That
be?
would
It could be who you got.
No, that would be petty
No.
if they let Obama do it.
But you can get a former president. Go Obama, Clinton, Bush. I don't care. Get a former president to be the moderator. Especially if they're not running again.
I don't think they would be
Right, 'cause they
impartial
can't,
though,
yeah.
because everybody you just named don't care for 45. So.
You don't have to be
Not too many people
impartial.
do.
Is being. I just got to ask you questions and that. That's it. But we gonna check you. Come on. I mean, if Obama was the moderator,
He'd be too cool.
he would be asking Trump a question and just sit back. Yeah. I mean,
So
he was just. Trump would be so angry and try to make Obama look bad. 'Cause that's all he's trying to do for 4 years.
It still
But
won't
if
even
you-
hang
it
the
wouldn't
portrait
affect-
in the White House.
right, but it wouldn't affect him because if you think about I can't remember what event that was where Obama was on the mic. Was it his dinner or something?
Yeah.
And he roasted 45
Yeah.
to a point it shut him up. See, it sometimes a lot of people think it takes a bulldog to fight a bulldog, and sometimes it don't.
I got my hand raised.
Yes, ma'am.
Cat Williams should moderate next time.
Oh, hell no.
Cat Williams would be a great moderator.
Cat Williams.
I think, okay, this is who I really think who should be Joe Biden's practice partner for the next debate.
Okay.
Miles Gilliam.
Why Miles Gilliam?
From head of state.
What is wrong with
From head of state, come on, man.
goodness.
You remember that scene when in the presidential debate in the movie Head of State? When he went to him, no, you had your turn. It's my turn. So he got to get somebody. Miles
you?
Gilliam.
So we got a suggestion. We should elect presidents like the real world, and the judges be past presidents. That would be good because then they're the only ones with the skill set to say, okay, we really know what it takes, and you just don't fit the bill.
Wait, huh? I'm sorry.
should-
So,
nah,
like
I
the
don't
American
know.
Idol of presidency ran by the former presidents? Is that what we're saying?
It's popularity. It's popularity. I don't like that because then you'll have somebody like the dude from season 1 of American Idol.
Here we
got
go
on,
again.
They got on just because I sing to my deaf parents.
But they didn't make it to the next level.
He made it. He made it to the final. He made it to the top 10.
Yeah,
William
but-
Hung.
Oh,
Another one.
yes,
Another
yes.
one. See, you don't need those. You don't need any. No.
We're not saying it can't.
disrespect to
Look,
Mr.
we're not
Hung.
saying it can't be entertaining too.
No.
So
It was
there's a
entertaining.
limit.
It's already
There's a limit.
entertaining.
You
It
can-
is
we can take
aggravating.
you so far, but we already know you're gonna be entertaining for us, for everybody to watch. But you're not gonna make it.
No. You be like, he cannot win.
You cannot win. Exactly.
That was shit did for. And I fought the Republican Party because they didn't get rid of 45 when he ran in 2016. They had every chance. I believe a lot of those people went to the poll drunk. You know, what'd be funny if I cast my vote for Donald Trump.
But for real,
Yeah, because he had the Tea Party. Remember? Have you heard the Tea Party since?
That's true.
You ain't heard anything about the Tea Party.
That's
That
it.
is true.
See, all that we gonna be But he
Because
still
it
got
turned into the Boston Tea Party. Now people back at home drinking all the liquor. Like, what the hell was I thinking?
You got to put something in the tea.
Hot toddy.
678-894-0026. We got a few minutes left of the show. We're talking about this debate, this lack of presidential, what are we going to call it? I'm trying to be politically correct on my statements, and it's not coming.
There's
to me
no
right now.
need when your president is not politically correct. He
Okay.
attacked a man. The man was talking about his son in the military.
Yeah.
You immediately start going, I want to be clear what son you talking about. You talking about your dead son, or you talking about the one that's alive? 'Cause I'm gonna talk about the dead son right now. You have
Yeah, that was
you
a dig
have-
beyond digs.
you like, man. And if you are on my friends list and you agree with that, then you need to unfriend me. Or the minute I say I'm just going to unfriend you. I have no problem right now unfriending people who, if you post something crazy, and I'm not offended because you don't agree with me, but if you say something like, nah, man, we need to bring back common decency to this office.
Yes.
That's
Oh
it.
my goodness.
So first of all, that's never going to happen, especially the campaigns that they start spewing in all advertisements way before the election or the debate start. It starts right there. We were just talking about this last night. I find it very interesting. I'm not going to say which political party we were talking about, but the commercial took a skit of a statement that he made,
A
a snippet of that audio, and that was the only thing they played it. But they put their content behind it and saying, "This is who you want to elect for this position,"
And called him radical.
Now the thing is, first thing Vasir says, like, I would have loved to hear the rest of that statement. Again, you do not know these people because of what they're just showing in the
Right.
media.
They take a
not gonna-
5-second clip and use it out of context.
Yes.
They're not going to do their research. Like most of us,
Right.
most of us would go, wow, let me go research and see something and not just post this stuff.
So you got the average person, and and I hate to say it, that unless it gets really to a point like it is today, I wouldn't do my research. But I'm just kind of spewing over it, and I'm just reflecting back to commercials, comments that I heard, just kind of some off the topic stuff, and say, you know what? Okay, based off of what I know from these media platforms, this is the decision I would make. But for something this heavy, the way we have been right now, and this is the first time, and as Biden has said, it has been the worst presidency in history. These are the things that kind of make you think, I think I need to dig a little bit further.
Yeah, just think back to what we mean by common decency.
Definition.
Let's start with the
Go
word
back
common.
go back to 2008. Really, I want, because the point is, 2008. John McCain was at a campaign rally, and this white lady got up, elderly white lady got up and asked John McCain. She heard that Obama was a Muslim and he went from this country here and all that stuff. And John McCain stopped her and said, "Ma'am, none of that is true. He's actually a very good man, decent man. I actually like him. We just disagree on fundamental, simple stuff."
Right.
That is what I mean by common decency. He like,
I totally get it.
he like,
That's
all this
right.
campaigning stuff is fine, but he is not. He's actually a good guy.
Yeah.
That might have cost him the election,
That's all
But
right.
still-
but still,
It didn't
I
cost him
had
his
more
soul.
respect for John McCain when he did that. I'm like, wow, that is what we mean by having common decency.
But
after this
actually,
office.
Biden did the same last night with I forget his name, when they were talking about the Green Bill.
Yeah,
They were saying they asked Biden, does he agree with it, and he said no. However, we share the similar values. I just don't agree with that. But he respected that.
yeah.
But he didn't tear the whole situation down.
45 don't agree with.
It's not his. If it's not anything that he created or took over,
Yeah, about to say, I don't think he created anything. I think he just took credit for a lot of stuff.
well, that's what I'm saying.
Take credit for the economy and everything.
Yeah, I mean, if there's nothing that came from his doing, he's not in agreement with. Period. So
If he can't get to shine, he is not with it.
no, not at all. Because everything is him. Because everything's the best. Everything is
Very, very.
very, very. Everything I did first. He's done it first. He's done it the best. He's done it the quickest. That's the other thing. The swiftest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got shut down real quick when he was talking about the Obama administration, and then Chris Wallace checked him. He was like, in the last 3 years of the Obama administration, it has done more than you've done in your 3 years.
Right. Right. So look, we got some comments online. Our favorite John West. He said, Hershey, let's take Trump to 63rd and Halsted in Chicago.
Wow.
And see what happens. Then he turned around and said, better yet, let's drop him off on 79th and Cottage Grove. So just at 9 p.m. He's being very specific.
He's been. I'm from the hood though.
Hey,
The hood though.
so
Like really, really,
90s.
really from the hood though.
he gave you the demographic
I know.
and a time frame to put him in there.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people think that Chicago is rough. It is, but certain areas at certain times, the people that live there know when what street
Lights are
lights.
out.
I'm out of here.
Every time got that. You're like, oh. Let's go.
All right.
So what do you think it's going to look like if Trump does not succeed in winning again? Weaning again. What do you think this looks like for him?
He already put it out there for me.
He's going to be a former president who's still going to try to remain relevant by being on Twitter. You're going to see a lot of the Republicans turn their back on him.
I agree.
The same way they turned their back on George W. Bush when he was not able to run again.
Yeah.
They turned their back on him. He couldn't speak at the convention. In 2008, he couldn't do anything because he was to blame for the economy, and they turned their back on him during the next election. And they're going to do the same thing to Trump. And these people who are supporting him, he's going to be gone. These people in power are going to find the next person that they can rally behind, and this is what the people want. They're very good at being a chameleon.
Yeah, I mean they partially turned their backs already.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just the beginning. That's a great question, Vasir.
AG, Kentucky, what you going to do?
My
If Trump don't win. That's what I want to know.
my assessment is nothing different than what he's already admitted to last night. There's going to be a coup. If he does not make this next election, his certain parts of his followers are going to be radical and take certain actions. I unfortunately feel this. Anybody remember Back to the Future? I think it was 4 when Biff became the president.
Yeah.
You remember the way the world looked? So I honestly think he's going to have a hard time leaving that office, and he's going to take it by force. He's going to attempt.
I think he's going to have a hard I think he's going to try to rally people
Yeah.
to do that. And if he's not the one in charge, his own party is going to have to turn against him, because if he loses, they have to know that they're up for re-election in 2 years. Midterm elections are coming up. So most of them will be having to deal with that midterm election.
Really? You think so?
Oh yeah, because if he refuses to get out and he's lost,
Yeah.
they going because their job is on the line.
Correct. I got
See,
you.
so they're gonna be, oh no, they gonna watch this. He ain't gonna be able to hold the cool on. They might do the racist stuff. It might be
Oh, they definitely gonna
all
pull
that
that
is
card.
gonna happen in those cities, and that stuff is gonna happen. But then somebody's gonna have to get a level head. So we got to get the National Guard in, and they probably gonna get him to try to calm his people down. If he don't, then that's when you might hear people talk about how they're gonna hold him for treason.
Yeah. John said it's going to be riots. So his people are going to start riots and everything.
As long as they don't ride in the black neighborhood, they ain't gonna ride in the black neighborhood.
So I've asked this before because this is not the first time we talked about this topic. So when it comes to voting, right? And let's just say, pretty much this has been said before, nobody's a great candidate. So when it comes to election day and you're supposed to vote, what if you got 100% of the nation that don't vote? What happens?
What if you get 100% of the nation and doesn't vote?
Nobody
Let's
votes.
just say nobody votes.
Then
Nobody.
he stays.
Is that how it works?
No, I think the House of Representatives still elect.
So
Really?
yeah. So
The electoral. See, think about it. You're not gonna have 100% because it's the electoral college,
Right.
And the electoral college go by the most popular vote,
Right.
in that particular state.
But the popular
if
vote
nobody
is not
votes, it's gonna be the electoral college is still gonna decide. So Georgia had 13 votes, 13 or 15 votes, based on the number of members of the House of Representatives.
which how many did he put in seats?
And if we are a Republican state, pretty much.
Yep.
But Georgia might be blue, so go out and vote. No, Georgia is
Seriously.
one of the ones. Georgia, Texas
teetering.
might turn, yeah. Georgia
It's
can
teetering.
actually turn blue. Georgia can actually turn back blue.
Y'all about to get out there and vote. Come.
Do you want to go through this again? Another 4 years.
Listen.
If you wonder, white or black, if you were not offended by your leader saying that statement, I don't care about your race. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
No, this is not a
Not-
racial
not-
thing. We talking all facts here.
yeah.
Well, at least the people on this panel,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the Kiss Radio Show, we're talking facts. It
If
has
you
nothing
were-
to do with race.
If you were not offended by that, by him not doing that as a citizen
Leader,
then
modern day.
you're gonna get what you deserve.
All right. Well, that was big. Let's see. Electoral colleges where certain states get more representation. Illinois will almost be blue. Yeah. So that was a interesting debate here. I like it.
Yes.
No, we kind of smart. We have some educational conversations,
Every now and then.
especially when I turn the phone on.
Listen.
What?
Oh, never mind, because if I say something, then DJ Hershey's gonna get me. I was looking forward to the
Dante.
Oh yeah.
Man. Hey, go in. No, go ahead. I'm
The
sorry.
dust hat, we done talked about everything.
No,
we done talked about
We
everything.
done talked about everything.
But it wasn't official.
It was definitely official.
We talked about the biggest
Do a summary.
dunce.
A summary of the dunce hat.
Do a summary. Pick your. You usually have what, like 4 or 5.
Let me see what they got over
Do
here.
a summary.
From that night.
So
we already know the first
Wait.
one.
We got to do a summary.
Hold on.
Intro.
We can't go to music or something. I can find it.
Wait.
We can't play music.
That's all right.
Okay, well, I'll look it up.
Well, we'll keep talking. 678-894-0026. Today we are talking about the lack of debating of last night's debate. What are your honest feelings about what's going on? We're doing shout outs. What's up, Red? I see you. WYNCC3 is going in, talking about the business. Of course, John West, he states his mind every day
Every day.
and don't hold back. It's my boy. Lala's Empire, how you doing? Appreciate you tuning in. Social Light in the city, how you doing? Dirty Skate for life.
Now, I'm reading something right now that is actually on NBC.com, and this is in regards to when Chris Wallace asked Trump to denounce far-right or white supremacist groups. And it says, and this is in quotations, Proud Boys stand back and stand by.
That's what he said. Okay.
Did he really say Proud Boys?
Yes.
Are you serious? I did not catch that. I watched it and I did not hear him say Proud Boys.
If you watch the
It
video
was
clip
kind of like under
of
his
that,
breath.
he was asking the moderator, "Who do you want me to denounce? Give me a name," which is stupid because you should know them all already. And then you hear Joe Biden say Proud Boys, and then Trump says Proud Boys. Okay, Proud Boys. I sure will. And then he says Proud Boys stand back and stand by.
Wow.
Now, I mean, I don't know about you. That don't take too much thought of what he's talking about to me.
Well, exactly.
We ready now, then.
Wow.
You ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, get ready for all things stupid with the debate last night and across the world with Cornelius George and the Dunce Hat.
Yeah, what's up?
Let's go.
Hey, the entire dunce hat today is dedicated to the presidential debate and the stuff that happened the day after. The number one thing on the dunce hat today, we're going to start off with number 45. As my colleague just said, President Trump made a statement, told the Proud Boys to stand back and stand by. And then on today, he tried to reverse his words. I don't know who the Proud Boys are.
I'm so done. The lies you
How
tell.
you trying to
Come
back
on,
away
man.
from the Proud Boys? Like, they've been all over social media and
Yeah,
online.
they've been celebrating today.
Having all kind of, we waiting to stand by and stand back. We standing by, Mr. President. So now you're going, I don't even know who that group is. That's what you say now?
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah. And
I denounce my throne.
the second dunce hat go to all of the Republicans who are trying themselves. I strongly condemn. Is strongly condemn better than just condemning? I strongly condemn his words of not denouncing white.
Well, I guess it's like that.
Supremacy.
It's like that bubble test you take when you agree, strongly
Yeah,
disagree.
it don't matter. If you disagree, you just disagree with it.
Right.
I strongly disagree. I strongly condemn him not denouncing white supremacy.
Levels.
Y'all get the dunce hat because you should have said it before that.
No.
You should have walked away. And Tim Scott from South Carolina, you definitely get the dunce hat. I condemn his words for not condemning white supremacy, but I'm gonna give him a chance to change his words and take it back. Really?
It ain't about his words; it's about his mindset.
Really? You want him to take it back?
Change his mind.
Sure.
I want you to lie to the people a little better than what you did, Mr. President. Just lie to the people just a little bit.
Sorry. You asking too much, honestly, Cornell.
I really am. The next dunce hat go out to Joe Biden's preparation team.
Oh, man.
Man,
Come on, man. Really?
man, you knew who you was going against.
Yes.
You knew who you were going against. I'm sorry, you know what you up against.
Can you really prepare yourself
Yes, you
for
can.
that?
You better. You know how to prepare yourself.
Didn't he just shoot his ass with a Nerf gun every time he opened up his mouth when he was supposed to? or a water gun.
If your campaign team did not see any of this coming, you need to fire all their asses.
Wow.
You knew who you was up
man.
against. Like Joe, Joe did about as good as expected. Like Joe, you were stumbling over your words. You can't get your thoughts together. You don't, Joe. I don't know what you talking about halftime, Joe, up there.
What?
But you did good, Joe. You held your own. You held against a bully like Trump. You held your own, and that's what you were supposed to do. You did your thing. Next time, tag in somebody else to come in and get him.
Can you do that?
You can do whatever you want to do in this debate.
No, I mean, so far as the tag team part.
No, well, you gotta. That's called preparation. Because
I would like to see that.
Like, I don't know how Trump team don't prepare because they like we don't have to ask you any questions anyway because you just gonna go rogue.
Right.
Anyway.
Right.
But Joe Biden, you know who this man was. This is not your first time seeing him. You know what he's about. He's gonna be civilized. No, he's not.
I honestly can't believe that because if you think about it, you got certain people that are in position where they got central intelligence, right? You got access to the best people in the world that can find out anything, and you can't use that enough to be prepared for 45. Yes. That means there is something that is just gone in this man. Because, like you said, if your own cabinet can't prepare for you, they don't do anything because you know he gonna go off script. How is anybody else gonna be able to prepare?
This
for that?
is how I'm gonna make this comparison. Floyd Mayweather is a very technical fighter.
Yes, he is.
He about points. He ain't knocking nobody out.
That's right.
He's a technical fighter.
Yeah.
Now imagine Floyd Mayweather has agreed to fight Mike Tyson.
Yeah, that's stupid.
And he don't prepare for somebody like Mike Tyson.
Who's
going to hit you hard. Like Roy Jones Jr. is
trying
going
to knock you out.
Roy Jones Jr. like, I think I might have made a mistake by agreeing to hit Mike because Mike ain't playing.
I'm sorry.
Like Mike hit hard. This ain't no. I'm gonna get the point. This ain't no point battle.
After seeing those clips of him training,
Yeah.
I'd bow out. You know what? I'm good.
Joe,
I
By
kind of
default.
disagree though, because when it comes down to the presidency, then I think it is a technical fight. It is not the bully.
It's
Well, not
supposed
calling
to
Mike
be.
Tyson a bully because I actually appreciate him as a
he-
fighter, and I
I'm
appreciate
definitely
Roy
calling him a bully.
Jones. Not Roy Jones. I do appreciate Roy Jones, but Floyd Mayweather, because that's what you used in the example. I appreciate him as well, and he is very technical.
However,
When it comes down to the style of the two men last night in the presidential debate, it was better to, in my opinion, it was better to come from the classy perspective and not get so flustered or get so caught up and reciprocate what he was getting. I don't think that would have worked in his favor.
no, I'm saying what I mean by that is you have to prepare for the style of fight that you're going to get.
This is true.
And I don't think his team prepared him enough for Trump.
How can you?
Hey, you better listen. As an athlete, when you did the scout team, if you had a running quarterback, you got one of your little fast receivers who weren't really good to be the scout quarterback. Because you had to prepare about what to see. Prepare. Next time I told you go ahead and get somebody like Louis Farrakhan on your team. That's what I would do if I were your campaign manager. Hey, we're going to bring him in here and just let him go at you like an old street brawl.
So you're saying that they should have prepared Biden by putting him in a room like Bush being in the room overseas where they were throwing shoes at him.
Yes. So you know how to duck and dodge.
Okay.
You be prepared.
I was just trying to get a personal.
Preparation is the key.
Got it. That's still one of my funniest.
And if you
in
are
my head of presidential experiences.
My next dunce hat. If you are a person of color or minority status and you still support Trump the day after, you get the dunce hat. You get the dunce hat. You get the dunce hat. I don't care. Be a Republican. Just don't support him.
He went Oprah on you.
I mean, be
You
a
get a
Republican.
dunce hat.
You get a dunce hat, all of y'all. I mean, he didn't even have the common courtesy to mention Herman McCain, who died from going to your own Trump rally.
Act like it didn't happen.
Yeah.
He
We've
acts like it
always
didn't
been
happen.
safe. No, you hadn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was Stevie Wonder, and I might be misquoting him, that said that having him as president is more dangerous than letting Stevie Wonder drive.
Yes, that is
That was from Stevie Wonder.
He said that?
that is probably the most accurate statement ever.
Something to that degree.
Oh, I got two more dunce hats. This one here.
I'll take my
is to
chances with
all of
Stevie.
my all the white people on social media who make this statement here. I don't see color. Quit saying that. Quit saying it. Quit saying it when we're talking about a racial thing, when we're talking about having these discussions about racial equality. Quit saying I don't see color. Get your blind ass away from me.
You're colorblind.
I don't need it. I don't believe that for a second. You see color. You do.
I can't agree with that, but I got you.
No, stay away. I don't see color. I need you to see my color. We need you to see that things are not right. When you say I don't see
Absolutely.
color,
Absolutely.
that you're taking away from who I am as a person.
But that's being
Absolutely.
empathetic, right?
No, that's not being empathetic. What
That's
they're doing
misguided.
is saying they're going, I don't see color. No, they think it sounds nice.
No, I get why the statement is, but I'm saying this based off of I have white friends, and
Yeah.
I totally get. Well, not that y'all don't, but I'm just saying I have white friends that have explained to me why the statement is made. So that's just like, I'm not comparing the two, but that's just like us calling each other the N-word. We'll say it as a term of endearment, but they're trying to express it in a way where they're trying to make you understand it's not because of your color of your skin is why they act the way they are.
Okay.
They're
Wrong.
just-
Your white friends who say that are just trying to placate and play nice. Would you tell a person in a wheelchair, I don't see wheelchairs? I don't see steps? Would you tell them that?
No.
Would you tell them that?
It wouldn't even come up in the conversation.
No,
with me.
but it's the same thing. Would you go, you know what, I really
I
don't
get
see,
what you're saying.
I really don't see wheelchairs. I don't see handicaps.
No, I get
I
what
don't,
you're
I don't see
saying.
disabilities. No, you have to see them. No,
You have to pay
notice
attention
who I
to
am.
your
Yeah.
surroundings. I get you.
Do that. And when you say that, you're diminishing what the struggle and what the things have been.
Right.
I don't see color, but you grew up in the 80s or 70s, and you saw all them signs in the 60s of
Right.
Right.
whites only. You don't see color.
In South Georgia.
Your mom and daddy saw color.
Yeah.
They saw color. You see color. Don't. So
Well,
stop
you're
I
saying
guess
forced
the
to see it. I
thing
get
would
it.
be to say perhaps, I don't consider a person's color
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
when
I judge
making
you on
this
the
decision or
Right.
exactly making
on the
these types of
butthole you are.
judgments.
You're a butthole, or you're a black
Right.
butthole,
No
white.
matter what
I
you think
judge
on.
you on that alone. I just acknowledge that you're a black butthole.
But I don't like watermelon.
Exactly. Last one, I got to say it again. Please stop having the discussions with black people about conservative and liberals. We don't care about political labels. We don't care about political labels. We don't care. Called racial equality. Stop going. That's just the liberal. What you say? The radical liberals. The radical. No.
Get your statements right, sir.
Far right, far left, liberals, conservative, radicals, all the words there, 5 words, leave them out of our conversation.
We need to come up with a list and display those.
It is a list, vocabulary list. Words do not use when black people have a post on social media and you want to try to, I mean, 'cause like you try to be the voice of reason. I don't understand that.
Right.
Like they get on your post and they're gonna go, I'm the voice of reason. No. All lives matter. Like I don't understand. I
No
never
one
said
ever
they
said
didn't.
they didn't. Exactly.
Right. We specifically talking about one.
Or you had the one white person who go, but I grew up in the hood too. So why are you Republican if you grew up poor? Just my thought. That is my dunce hat for it. Oh, Mike Wallace, he gets a dunce hat because he did not control. You did not control your classroom. I mean, not Mike Wallace. Mike Wallace, the dad from
Right. I was curious.
60
Chris
Minutes.
Wallace.
Christopher Wallace, and not the Biggie Small one.
Baby,
the other
baby.
one. The white Christopher Wallace, terrible at classroom management.
Everybody, give it up for CG in the dunce hat. He did it again.
You fail your teats.
We did a summary because today's topic was based off of last night's lack of debating.
What was it be?
Yeah, but okay, that's a whole nother hour show.
The debate was so horrible that nobody got in there last night.
I think
Oh,
Joe
no, I
Biden
didn't.
might
Nobody
have.
got some. You're like, this, oh, baby, I ain't in the mood. Me either. I ain't in the mood after seeing that shit. Nobody felt frisky after the. Like, I don't even want to do nothing now. This is.
Melania
We're
had to
just
take her this Negro
Yeah.
stroll onto the stage in her black suit.
Wait, final moment for me. I don't know if you noticed when Biden's wife came on the stage, she came up to him, hugged him, addressed him, gave him a kiss. Love,
mask.
right? Love all over the place. Melania,
Melania.
Walked up and just stood beside him.
Stood there, and Trump had to reach out and like grab her hand and just kind of shake it, like. And then if
They have
ain't
a
nobody
kind-
see that.
They have a kind of relationship like Mr. and Seeley.
Love don't live here anymore. Mr. and Seeley, wow.
Yeah, they have that kind of relationship like Mr. and Seeley. Like, you know, you just want to wake up one morning and go, how did Trump die on top of me?
Oh my gosh. I'm so done. Oh,
Is it over yet?
It's over now. Kiss Radio Show. We love y'all.
Like, does he sweat up under the toupee part?
man. Sweating orange juice.
My temples hurt. Kiss Sonians, we want to thank y'all for tuning in to the show. We do
That was
this.
very,
It's-
very good.
Is her lingerie like orange stained?
Change the sheets.
They just will not let me close out.
No white sheets.
Bye, y'all. Kiss Radio.
TP, look, they get it, how they live it. Yeah, they live it, how they get it. Boo boo radio, keep it spinning. And if you like it, you should listen. But don't bite what they inventing unless you finna call for what percentage. Now you tripping off that vision. Treat this music like religion. I told you we don't stop. DJ Hershey, let it bang at the side. Want a music revolution? Yeah, you come to the right spot. Oh, you wanna bubble with the beat? This Boo Boo Radio, Atlanta family. Truth hurts, Vassia to Cornelius, gon' call them up. Y'all been knowing this for a while. Quit playing like you don't know. Turn the volume up real loud.